I know exactly what you're thinking. Does this guy even work on his trucks anymore? And I guess the shortest way to possibly sum it up is no, not really. But I admit it has been too long and it's time to hop back on the project. So on that note, let's jump in. Let me jog your memory. This is a 327 short block Chevy out of a late 60s Chevy Impala SS. I'm not sure if it being out of a SS had anything to do with the motor or if it was more suspension. I was told that it does have high compression pistons and a larger than stock cam. And a quick compression test showed that it was well within acceptable limits. Therefore, all of the stuff that I'm going to be doing to this motor is going to be purely cosmetic and will not require me to pull the motor or open it up. I kicked off the upgrades by pulling the old distributor, which was points and condenser, and upgrading it to an HEI module. Also on the chopping block is all of the old wiring. I will be stripping out every single piece of wiring and replacing it with newer, more updated stuff. These old trucks did not have fuse boxes in them. Therefore, I'm also going to be adding a 12-circuit modern fuse box. Now, in light of the fact that this truck sat parked for right around 35 years and I'm doing battle with a little bit of a smell, a rodent smell that is, I'll be removing a bunch of the other things also, such as the heater and the ducting, and deciding what's salvageable and what's not. And naturally, right near the top of the list of upgrades is replacing the old generator with a more modern alternator. The truck came equipped with a set of really cool Offenhauser finned aluminum valve covers. At some point in time, I'd like for this entire motor and engine bay to be cleaned up and eventually painted black. The greasy, grimy, naturally occurring patina wasn't really doing it for me, so I went ahead and cleaned them up. Just blasted the valve covers down. Sorry you guys didn't get to see that. Don't like having my camera by the stand. Turned out alright. Now they did come out really cool with that gloss black, but they were missing something and I kind of wanted to accentuate those cooling fins. So I came across the top of them with the palm sander and 150 grit sandpaper. Give them one more quick wipe down here with a little bit of acetone. Now, I don't claim to be much of a motor guy, but I'm pretty sure aluminum dust inside of your valve covers is not good. If you upgrade the ignition system to HEI and you put in 8 new spark plugs, Naturally, you've got to do the spark plug wires. Now, the original fuel pump was functional, but a new one being just a few bucks, and me not being a huge fan of sitting alongside of the road somewheres, I decided to go ahead and throw a new one on.
Okay, starter's rewired, spark plug wires are all in, fuel pump is in, so now we can go ahead and install the manifold on this side.
But before I installed the manifolds, I wanted to clean those up also. And I needed to remove the generator mounting ear that comes factory on the driver's side. I am a big fan of headers. I think they look great, they sound great, and you get a little performance to boot. But the plan for this truck is to get it cleaned up and on the road. I can't afford to have two trucks in various stages of disrepair in my shop. Therefore, most of the projects that are happening on this truck are being done with the mindset that eventually it will be torn into and completely modified and redone. Just going to clean up the threads on these because everybody hates broken exhaust studs. I know, it's chrome. Not my first color choice, but who would have guessed that a black bracket would cost more than a chrome bracket? So who knows? Maybe that bracket will eventually get painted. We'll see. far as alternator choices, the CS130 seemed like a no-brainer. They're cheap, they're common, and they're extremely reliable. I just want to know who decided that chrome was going to be cheaper than black. Now, this truck was still utilizing the original 6-cylinder cooling system, and it was having overheating issues when sitting in traffic, so I planned to upgrade that. Therefore, I went ahead and pulled out the radiator. Really carefully, without spilling a single drop of antifreeze. And from the front of the truck, it went straight to the pile of removed and decommissioned parts. Since I'll be upgrading the radiator, I'm going to upgrade the water pump also, so I pulled the other one off, saved the pulley, tossed the fan and the old pump. I plan to run electrics. And the pile continues to grow. Now, running a standard run-of-the-mill short block Chevy does have its benefits. One of those benefits is extremely common and cheap parts. And here we are, all caught up to the parts I have on hand. We'll wait for some more to show up on the doorstep. They're on order. As always, thanks a million for watching. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, or share the video if you know anybody else that would be interested in following along. That helps the content stay relevant. Otherwise, YouTube just buries it out in the backyard.